Welcome to ATR 710, Athletic Training Pedagogical Studies. My name is Jim Ave, and I am the professor for this class. I want to welcome you to our time together. On the syllabus, you'll see my contact information. I have my email and all that fun stuff. But if you have questions about the class, I do recommend that you start at the question and answer form or the Q&A form in our class, because more than likely, if you have questions, other students have the same question. Instead of me getting 15 emails from students, that's a good place for us to start. And if you have questions, please ask. I'm here to help. I assume you'll have questions, so please ask. That's what I'm here for. I'm on my computer a lot, so email is a good way to get in contact with me. I usually will get right back to you if I'm not in the middle of something. That's a good way. I also have my cell phone, my office phone number there on the syllabus. If you do text, which is fine with me, I do text. Say who you are, because I don't have your phone number in my contact list. Say, hey, this is Joe from your ATR 710 class. Got a question? And if I'm not in the middle of something, I'll respond back to you. Or if you call me both in my office or my cell, and if I don't, my cell I probably won't answer because I don't answer phone numbers I don't recognize. My office, I'll answer the phone. But if I'm not around, leave me a voicemail. If I can, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Just depends on what's going on in life. As we all know, life gets busy. One thing I do recommend is if you look at your schedule, at the schedule in this class, and make sure that if you have questions about assignments, you ask those earlier in the week, because I will not guarantee that I will contact you on the weekends if you try to contact me. Just because if it's an emergency, I probably will, especially through text. I'm pretty busy on the weekend. I got 3 small kids that keep me pretty busy on the weekends. So what is this class all about? In your syllabus, I have these big questions that this comes from our textbook. I'm not going to read all these things to you. You can read all that stuff on your own. But when I wrote the syllabus, when I originally taught this class a couple years ago, I designed a class around these big questions, which are turned into learning objectives or learning outcomes for our class, and then I developed the content for the course based on these big questions. So these are the things that I hope that you'll be able to answer through our time together, because these are the goals that I have for this class on teaching in athletic training. The textbooks that you'll use in this class are by Ken Baines, What the Best College Teachers Do, and then by Thomas Widener, The Athletic Trainer's Pocket Guide to Clinical Teaching. I know that book is out of print, so if you haven't bought it already, you'll need to buy it via Amazon or used book websites, because the Slack Incorporated is not printing it anymore. It's a little old. It's a good beginning resource for how to be a clinical teacher. You'll be using additional resources in your own research when we talk about clinical teaching and teaching in general. I'm going to go in more detail on these assignments in a later presentation, or these textbooks in a later presentation. The assignments for this class, I'm not going to go in detail a lot on these. I'll spend more time on the devotionals than I will on the other assignments, because I have other presentations about those, but I just want to give you a quick overview of that. So our devotionals, we're using weekly devotionals by Francis Chan. It's from his basic series. You'll watch one video a week. You'll post how this material, you can apply the material to your professional or your personal life. You'll also provide one or two open-ended questions, and again, open-ended questions are questions that cannot be answered with a yes/no response. And then you'll read two additional students' post and their questions, and have a dialogue around these videos. One thing I'll say about these devotionals is that these can be kind of touchy subjects, so let's treat each other with respect. It's okay if you disagree with somebody, but we can do that with respect. Just because you disagree with somebody doesn't mean you dislike them or can't stand them. It's one of the things I don't understand in our culture nowadays. If you disagree with somebody, you're a hater. Well, that's not necessarily true. You just have a different opinion, and that's okay. But we can still have a dialogue around things that we don't agree with. So let's treat each other with respect during our times in our devotionals. You'll notice that the devotionals are due on Fridays. Your initial post is due on Friday, and then your response back to other students are due on Sundays. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about the low-risk activities and learning activities in this presentation, because I have another presentation about that, but these are some ways that I'm going to check your understanding, or I just get some information about you. And the low-risk activities and the learning activities are to make sure that you are understanding what we're trying to do in our class, or what I'm trying to teach, to make sure that you're understanding the material. Our signature assignment is the athletic training lesson. And again, I have another presentation that you'll watch. And then this week you'll select your teaching method that you'll plan to use for your lesson that you're going to teach. And as I say in the other presentation, we'll have several rough drafts of this assignment throughout our class, so I can assist you with our signature assignment. If you've had me in, or you are currently, I think most of you are currently in another class with me. This is the exact same thing I say in other class, and so it's very important to me, obviously. I want you to be successful in this class. I want you to be successful in this graduate program, so the information I'm providing you here is important not only for this class, but all classes in your graduate program. I want you should have the internal motivation to learn. I'm going to talk about that in another presentation in more detail on how we actually motivate our students to learn. Since this class is about teaching, what I'm trying to do in this class is model excellent teaching. So one of the things we learn in the research about teaching is we need to tell students how to be successful in a class. So that's what I'm trying to teach you here. Is you should have the desire to want to learn this material. This class is a little bit different than any other athletic training class that you've ever taken, just because it's about teaching. You've never taken a class about teaching, and I'm aware of that, and so I'm trying to help you through the process of wanting to teach you how to teach. And so you should also want to learn this material. You may not be a formal teacher like me in your career, but you're always teaching your patients, and that's important for you to want to learn the material so you can be an excellent student. Have that internal motivation to want to learn the material and do those things. I have all these different assignments in this class for a purpose. They're not just busy work. There's a reason behind each assignment and each video and all the different things I have in this class. So be engaged through those activities. It's very tempting not to watch the videos, not to read the material, but you really need to want to learn that material and be engaged as a student. As I said earlier, ask questions if you're not sure what is expected, you're unclear on my directions, and those type of things. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you. Just like if you were on campus in a face-to-face class and you had questions after class, or the you would go up and ask your teacher, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do here. Well, at least I hope you would. And this is true not just me, but any teacher that you have in this graduate program. Ask questions. If you're not sure what's going on, ask. That's what we're here to do, is help you. Time management. Most of you are going to be taking 2 classes at one time, plus you're involved in as a clinical athletic trainer somewhere. So you need to be have a lot of time management skills here. You need to look at your weekly schedule of the class, and if you're in 2 classes, what do you got involved this week? What do I got to do this week in my class? I need to set time in my schedule each day to cover the material, to read, to write, to post to forums, to respond to forums, listen, watch lectures, find journal articles, read those journal articles, all those different things that is done in a graduate program like this. You need to put time in your daily schedule to be successful in this class. There's no way that you'll be able to get all the material done in this course if you try to do everything on the weekend. There's just no way. This is too much information in this class, and that's true of any of these 8-week courses, for you to try to get things done on a weekend. You need to do stuff every single day. Course requirements, and this is a repeat from another class if you have me at the same time. Assignments have due dates. Turn them in on time. If they're late, you will get a grade reduction, 25% each day it's late. So after day 4, you get a 0. If you got something going on in your life, your work life, your personal life, please let me know that. We're adults here. Let's all be adults together. Just treat each other with respect, just like if you have a boss at your place and you got something going on, it's going to keep you from doing whatever work that you're supposed to do. You go communicate that to your boss. That's just being a good professional. I have the same expectations of you. Something's going on, let me know. If you can't get something done on time, let me know. Tell me why. If it becomes a habitual thing, that's when me and you need to have a discussion about that. But a one-time thing, no big deal. Okay, just let me know what's going on. That's all I ask. Don't wait till the last minute to tell me I've been sick for the last 10 days. Let me know the second day that you're sick and you don't think you're gonna be able to get stuff done on time. That's okay. I'd rather you do excellent work than sort of good work. All right, I want you to do your best work. I have tried to provide detailed information in the syllabus and within Moodle. Follow those directions, but if you're unsure, ask what I'm asking for. I'm strict with formatting. I have provided an APA template for us papers. Please use that. And some of the assignments in this class, I have provided you a template for like the lesson plan. I have a template for you, so use that. Please use APA. Learn it, follow it, love it. We have a free resource this year called Grammarly. I'll provide information on how to use Grammarly. There is also a add-on for, I believe, Firefox and Chrome. Not sure about Safari, that you can add it onto those web browsers. So it'll help you when you're like writing a forum. It'll tell you if your grammar is incorrect or if your spelling is incorrect. Really helps me because I'm a horrible speller. And I ain't so good in writing myself, so I use Grammarly too. And basically what Grammarly is, it's as somebody told me, it's like Microsoft Word on steroids. When you Microsoft Word, you know if you spell a word wrong, it gives you a little squiggly line underneath it, or if it says you have some kind of grammar error, it gives you another squiggly line. It does that, but it's more intense. I'm requiring that you turn in all your papers that you turn in to me through Grammarly. before you turn it in to me. I'm not going to check that. I'm taking you on your word that you're doing this. This is a resource that'll benefit you in the long run, and it's free to you. So if you're not a very good writer, you need to really use it. I already talked about forum expectations, but with the devotionals, the other part of the forum expectations is this is class time. Forums are class time. You need to support what you write with references. I call this evidence-based academics. Just like in a paper that you'll turn in to me and your other professors, you need to support what you're writing with references. And on the syllabus, I have provided a list of the levels of appropriate resources that you should use. But inside the forums, you also should support what you're writing with evidence, with references, and cite those within the forum as following APA, and provide a reference list. One thing I do not want you to do, unless it's told you in the directions, do not attach your post. I want you to write your post in the forum box, in the message box, unless I tell you to attach something. I want everything written within the forum itself, just because it's easier for me to read it, to be honest with you. Check your email, and I'm going to say with the email, with the forums, I don't read, sorry, let me rephrase that. I don't respond to everybody's forum post. I do read them all. I typically won't post in a forum unless I see something that's incorrect. But if I'm seeing a lot of mistakes or things that I think that the class as a whole needs to hear from me, I will post that in the course announcement form, and that'll automatically send you an email, and I hold you responsible for any kind of changes I make in the course through the course announcements. That goes to the email, the FPU email. If you don't check that email account, you need to. If you don't want to, there is a way to forward that email address to another email, and within our Moodle orientation class, there's a video there to teach you how to forward that email account. But you are expected to check your email. That's your FPU email. We're going to have several rough drafts of your signature assignment in this class. Please read the feedback that I'm providing you. I'm trying to help you through the process. Read the feedback and make changes when necessary to the material that I'm providing you. That's how I'm teaching you. That's one method that I'm using to teach you, is through this written feedback. Typically how I do this is I either use within Word, I include comments, or I'll actually make changes in red so you can see the changes that I provided. I'm trying to help you. That's the whole point of giving you feedback, is to help you through this process. As always, if you have questions, please ask. I'm here to help, as I said earlier, and that's true of all the faculty in this program. We're here to help you, so please ask. I have a lot more information about this class, why I designed it, what's the purpose of this class, how it's set up, a bunch of information in this introduction to the class. I expect you to watch those videos again, and all the other videos that I've created in this class, because you won't really quite understand the purpose of this class unless you watch the introduction to the class and the other videos that I have about this class.